Hey everybody, Original Ren here, and welcome back to my blog. Today's episode, all about trains. Today I'm going to teach you how to ride the train in Japan, and give you a little few pointers from what I've experienced of it. For those of you that don't have any trains in your hometown, or maybe just don't ride trains in general, or don't really like it that much. Trains are the biggest way in Japan to get around. Right now this is the Shinjuku subway line, which you're thinking, well, it's not underground, why is it a subway? That's because these two stations, Higashi-Ojima, the next one over, Funabori, are actually above ground because they cross over the Bay Area in Japan. Now, subways and trains themselves, the JR line in East Tokyo, are kind of what I'm going to be covering, but I won't go into all the details of, the different types of train lines, because that would be a ridiculously long video. I'll explain a little bit about that at the end of the video when we get to that point. But my main focus on this vlog video is to kind of just help you with how the train station works. Now, at each station, and this is just an example, this is the Higashi-Ojima station, you will see this fancy little board, which is up here that I am approaching. And on this board, there are basically three types of trains that exist. There are local trains, there are express trains, and there are rapid trains. Each one is labeled with the appropriate kanji if you want to learn it. Otherwise, it is in English as well for you. There's usually a time clock. The train is usually always on time unless there is a delay, which it will announce delays. But I barely have ever gotten any delays, except for one time when we had to stop due to an emergency. Passenger injuries I have experienced before, which is people jumping in front of trains. I know that's probably really kind of not something you wanted to hear for this video, but it is something that does occasionally happen, especially in Shinkoiwa area. It's a very famous area known for jumping. But my point is, trains are usually always on time. So my next train here arrives at 21:37, and then another train at 21:44. It will be here on the nose at 21:37. What you'll hear is the little red text that will appear on the screen. There'll be an announcement, and then the train will be coming. Usually at every train station, there's also a full map that you can look at if you need to look at the full map of where the trains are going, especially. There's two types of maps. There's the subway map, and then there's the actual JR map. This, since it's a subway line, is the subway map. So as you can see here, this is the Shinjuku line. And right now we are in Higashi-Ojima, and there comes my train right now. And I'm going back to Motoyawata in this case. Now, if I look at this map, you can actually see that Akihabara, for those who are curious, is right here. So the Shinjuku line attaches to Iwamotocho, which connects to Akihabara. But this is the Sobu JR line. On these subway lines, these dashed gray and white lines are usually JR lines. So this is the Sobu line. And then this one right here is actually the Yamanote line, which I'm following along, which, as you can see, goes all the way up here into Ikebukuro. So this is the Yamanote line, very famous, goes in the circle around the whole district area. This is the area where the emperor lives, big area like that. And then the actual Tokyo is right around, if I can find it. I cannot find it right now, but yes. Here it is, right there, Tokyo. And then this is where Tokyo Big Sight is, where the Comic Head is going to be held. Now with my train being here, I need to board it. So we'll come back in this video in a little bit. This is a local train, which means local stops at every single stop. And I'll explain a little bit more of that when I get off the train, because I don't want to be using my phone. See you soon. Alright, so now I've actually boarded the train. I will be doing part of a video, but I'll do overlay audio afterwards when I get back and edit the video to make it more appropriate. So as you can see, I'm on my way from Funabori to Ichinoe, which is the next stop. The final stop on the line is Motoyawata, which I'm heading on. Now, as I kind of show around here, I was explaining before I got on, this is a local train. A local trains stop at every single stop. As you can see, they're labeled with the S. S is for the Shinjuku line. S18, S19, S20, and then S21 is Motoyawata. After Ichinoe comes Mizue, then Shinozaki, then Motoyawata in this case. So I'm kind of going around the train, looking around. What I mainly want to get at is express trains usually aren't the quickest of trains. Rapid trains are usually quicker than express trains, but they stop at certain amounts of stops. And as you'll see later, as I walk over here in the far corner, I'll show you actually a map of the subway line. Each of the JR lines has a JR map, which I will also show you a JR map very shortly after this section of the video when I get back to the Motoyawata station in this case. But as you can kind of see here, traveling along, subway line, all underground, except for obviously those two stations, and there's nothing really too special about it. Express trains are quicker, then you get to the rapid trains, which are the fastest of them all. There's also semi-rapids and other things, but those are usually in Skytree area, and also like really
Tokyo area and that stuff, because Tokyo has like 50 different transfer spots. As you can see by the map that I'm going to show you up here, this map actually is the subway line. It's a pretty shitty subway line map because it's all in kanji and Japanese. You can barely read this one, so I'm not even going to go through it. But obviously the one you saw at the station is much easier to read. Anyways, guys, let's jump into the final part of this video. Now when I get off the train... Oh yeah, here's Danny DeVito. This is Japanese Danny DeVito. Well...
Okay, so now that I've talked a little bit about how the train system works and how everything functions on both the subway and the main JR line, let's look a little bit at how you can purchase tickets and what options are available for you if you ever come here to Japan to visit. Now, I could go into all the details about the differences between the JR line and the subway line, but they're pretty much the same thing, so I'm just going to do that. First thing you should get if you are here is a commuter pass. Commuter passes basically are only for temporary visitors, not like myself, who's actually a resident of Japan currently for over a year. Only if you're here for less than 3 months on a residence visa, temporary visa, right? A 3-month visa. So you can't have that option. I've never actually gotten it before, so I don't know the full details of it. Look into it. It's really cheap for you. This is an example where you can buy the commuter pass. It basically just gives you unlimited train fare for a certain set price, but only in the greater Tokyo area, nothing outside of Tokyo. So these are all the stops and the prices of each stop. So as you can see, to go from, in this case, where I am right now, which is Motoyawata, down to Higashiyojima, it's 270 is the price. Down to Morishita, which is another school I teach at, 270. From Motoyawata to Iwamotocho, it is a total cost of, if I can find it here, 320. So it's 320 to get into the Akihabara area from the Motoyawata station. Or you could just take the Sobu line, which is pretty much going to be the same price because they only transfer from the Sobu line once. But that's kind of the general idea. So all the station names are over here. It tells you the station number. It tells you how much yen each station costs from this station, which is Motoyawata. It costs, for example, to get to Nakai, 430 in yen, right? And that's the price. Now, these prices are a little bit cheaper if you use a Suica, which is the next thing I'll describe. If you are coming to Japan, I highly recommend also getting a Suica card, because Suica cards allow you to basically get cheaper fares. You fill up your card as you top it off. You can put it on any kind of purchase, and it allows you to do what you need to do. To show you an example of how you buy a ticket here, for example. So this is the fare. Nothing from this station on the Shinjuku line, where any of the transfers are, will cost more than 430. So it gives you each value, even in Japanese, before you hit the English button. 180 ticket, 220 ticket, 270 ticket, 320 ticket, 370 ticket, 430 ticket. Nakai costs 430, right? Let's look over here. Nakai was 430. Yep, so I can buy the 430 ticket, put in 430 yen, it comes out. Keep in mind on these machines that you can only use 10 yen coins up to 20 of them in value. So 200 yen in 10 value coins, then it locks you out. That's the same with other change in this system, so be careful about that. The max you can put on your Suica card if you have a Suica is 20,000 yen, which is about $200 on an even exchange, right? In addition, you can also select, what you want for specific, children and stuff like that over here with coupons and one-day economy passes and things like that. But basically what I do is I just, purchase this if I need a ticket. Otherwise, I just put in my Suica card in the little slot here on any of the Passmo Suica station stuff, and then basically you can top up your card. Again, you can only have a 20,000 limit. So it will knock out the bills you can't use. For example, if I put in my Suica card right now, which this is my Suica card, right? So if I put this in the slot, sorry, I can get this. I want, okay, this is only for purchasing tickets. I want a top-off station. So sorry, this is the top-off station. Again, point charge and IC charge. IC card is basically a Suica under Passmo card, right? And this is the charge. So I put my card in right here. Oh, sorry, I want IC. Okay, then my card opens up, I slide it in. So this is the charge button. Now I can charge 1,000 yen, 2,000 yen, 3,000 yen, 4,000 yen, and 5,000 yen. I can't charge more than 5,000 yen because the next denomination is 10,000, and right now I have 11,526. I can't go above 20,000, therefore I can't charge my yen in this case. That's kind of the example. So I take out my card by hitting the cancel button, and I get my IC card back. Pretty basic stuff, not too difficult to understand. I highly recommend, like I said, quick summary. If you are just coming here for the 3 months, get a commuter pass, it's way cheaper. Otherwise, open up a Suica, because you never know. If you come back to Japan, that Suica lasts for life. It never runs out. I think yeah, it never runs out that I know of. I got mine in 2013, still fine. I had all my funds here when I came back to the country. They don't disappear. Maybe after like 10 years, I'm not 100% sure on that, but generally speaking, they don't disappear. So you can just keep using your Suica over and over again and keep your funds in it. It knocks you off a little bit of price from what those tickets were. So that's another option too. But 3 options: commuter pass if you're a temporary resident, Suica if you want a long-term run and you plan to come back sometime in the future. Also just make it more convenient for you because you can just top off however much you need. And then also you can do the single fare tickets for where you need to go. Now this is the Toei subway line, but as I said, this can be used for even the JR as well. It's the same concept. Anything that says IC card is where you want to charge your Passmo or Suica, and that allows you to refill it. And I didn't even need to use the English there. I could figure it out by myself. Just know some of the little basic rules. Like I said, you can't put in more than a certain amount of coins. It's usually a 20 limit on each coin, so be cautious about that. If you only have 10 yens and you're trying to get a ticket that's over 200 yen, it's not going to really let you do that. So you can actually get change from the station masters at any of the little gates. Each of the gates has a little station master you can speak to if you want to find out more information, for example. But like I said, Suica is probably the best. Here's a bookstore. The Kumazawa bookstore. All your necessities. A lot of shopping areas in Motoyawata. But I'm actually going to go to eat now because I haven't eaten anything today. So that's my next stop. So that's basically everything you need to know. Coming up here is actually the JR Sobu line, but it's the same exact concept. You see the times of when they come. It's just a different format. Not too much different. There's still a time clock that you can check the times, for example. So nothing really changes. Little Mermaid is a bread shop. It's not as good as La Bonte, which has better bread. There's a small international kind of food store down here. I forgot the name of it. And then Motoyawa is out to our left. But you can also buy Shinkansen tickets in these areas as well, if you need them. But to give you another example, you see the next 2 trains that are coming on the JR Sobu, because I'm in Makuhari Hongo in this case, I need to get the Chiba line. So I go up to the gate, it says IC. Basically you just slam your IC down and it gives you what you need. But to give you an idea, so at 22:01 you have the Sudanama train coming, which that's the kanji for Sudanama. It's actually in English now, I didn't even notice that. And then Chiba kanji. And it's really nice because you learn a lot of different kanji for the stations eventually when you start figuring out that it's Chiba and without having to worry about, oh, where's the English? Most everything is also in English, so it's not too difficult to understand. And then here is an example of what the JR map looks like if you're curious about that. Again, Suikama, commuter pass, and charge, it says on there, which allows you to charge your IC card. So there's the station I'm at. In this case, Soba line Akihabara, it costs $3.10 to go from here. And then all the way I can take the Soba line, which is the yellow line. Yamanote is the big green circle line. And then all this stuff's way out west Tokyo, Nishi Tokyo, and then Higashi Tokyo, east side Tokyo, so it's all different. Alright guys, thanks for watching me in this video. Thanks for catching up, doing everything you need to do. I'm going to go grab some food, and we'll catch you in the next vlog video. Hope this was a little bit of help for you people who want to come visit. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave comments in the comment section. Preferably PM me on Fuunamo because I can answer those better, because Google Plus, like I said, is a piece of shit. I don't respond to a lot of comments these days, even though I read them all. So let me know if that works better for you. Okay, gentlemen and ladies, thank you for joining me, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.